have Suzi Dickinson in the studio. Suzi's been well known for a long time as one of the best jazz singers in Melbourne. Suzi, of course, the list of the people she has played with is endless, and she's sprung into media news recently as representative of those most badly affected by the chemical fires in Footscray, which are frightening and disgusting in that fires continue to break out and very little action appears to be taken. However, that's a whole other political issue. Suzi is singing again like a bird, and she can be seen tonight at the Cafe Nostalgia, 319 Swanston Street.
A smile on my face, a song on my lips, pretending is all I do. I'm painting the town red to hide a heart that's blue. I'm gay with the crowd, I play with the crowd, but if they only knew I'm painting the town red to hide a heart that's blue. Must I go on carrying on my marathon of pretense, loving you so, wanting you so? Where will it end? How will it end? A smile on my face, a song on my lips, never forgetting you. I'm painting the town red to hide a heart that's blue. My analyst told me that I was right out of my head, the way he described it. He said I'd be better dead than live. I didn't listen to his jive. I knew all along that he was all wrong. I knew that he thought I was crazy, but I'm not. My analyst told me that I was right out of my head. He said I need treatment, but I'm not that easily led. He said I was the type that was most inclined, when out of his sight, to be out of my mind. And he said I was nuts, no more ifs or ands or buts. They said as a child I appeared a little bit wild with all my crazy ideas. I knew what was happening, I knew I was a genius. What's so strange when you know that you're a wizard at 3? I know that this was meant to be. Now I heard little children are supposed to sleep tight. That's why I got into the vodka one night. My parents went frantic, didn't know what to do. I saw some crazy things before I came to now. Do you think I was crazy? I might have been only 3, but I was swinging. They all laughed at angry young men. They all laughed at Edison and also Einstein. So why should I feel sorry if they just couldn't understand the idiomatic logic that went on in my head? I had a brain, it was insane. Oh, they used to laugh at me when I refused to ride the double-decker buses, 'cause they had no driver on the top. What, no driver on the top? Man, this chick is twisted, crazy. Ooby shooby, Flip City here. My analyst told me that I was right out of my head, but I said, now, doctor, well, I think it's you instead, because I have a thing that's unique and new to prove that I'll have the last laugh on you, 'cause instead of one head, I've got 2. And you know 2 heads are better than one, than one, than one. Most of my closest friends are skits, believe me. I'm hip, I know square, I'm alert, I'm awake, I'm aware. I'm on top of every scene, making the rounds, digging the sounds. I read Penthouse magazine 'cause I'm hip. I'm in dig, I'm in step. When it was hip to be hip, I was hip. I don't blow, but I'm a fan. Look at me swing, ring a ding ding. Even call my girlfriend man, I'm so hip. Now I'm deep into majors in meditation and macrobiotics. And as soon as I can, I intend to get into narcotics. 'Cause I'm cool as a cuke. I'm a cat, I'm a cot, I'm a kook. I get so much out of life. I really have to scoop it to bone. One more time, play Mac the knife. I might flip, let her rip.
This is 3CR People in Performance, and thanks a lot, Suzi Dickinson, for coming along to the studio today. It's been really great listening to you, and I'm going to come and listen to you tonight at the Cafe Nostalgia.
Suzanne in Malvern. G'day, Suzanne.
Good morning, Charles.
What are you thinking today?
What I'm thinking? Well, I've been listening to you this morning, and I wanted to have two comments, please, about the Burma military and the heinous treatment, if I can quote you, of the people, and especially the monks who are defenceless. They don't carry weapons. They only pray for peace. That's their entire life. The first thing I'd like to point out is when you mentioned the warring factors in Burma and likened them to Iraq.
Well, I don't know if they're as fierce, but I was surprised. I thought the Burman were by far and away, and they are the ethnic majority, but I did discover that there were lots of other people, the Mons Hill tribesmen, for instance, who've been at war with the Burmans and the Thai for years.
Yes, well, peace on earth, that's what I'm praying for.
We're a warring bunch of chimpanzee tribes.
Human beings.
We have 99.9% chimp DNA. Although some chimp studies say chimps actually behave much nicer to one another than we do.
Chimpanzees do eat each other, you know, Charles.
Yeah, but not. Yeah, well.
Anyway, just a quick comment about those warring factors.
Yeah.
I'd like to mention that it's my belief that the USA went into Iraq not to help the warring factors, but for revenge for what happened in America.
And for oil, of course.
But my mate, and nobody ever seems to mention that. It's always very surprising to me.
There's a new book out from a very highly placed man in the former American government saying that's why we did it.
Good. Well, the truth should, will out, as they say. My main comment is that no one has helped the Tibetan people, and they're in a much worse position.
No, it is funny how in the United Nations I've just seen on the news that China will not sign a communique condemning what is happening in Burma because they're working behind the scenes. But having the Chinese working behind the scenes on human rights, it's a bit like Dracula in charge of the blood bank, isn't it?
Well, poor old United Nations, poor old Amnesty. And here we are all rushing over to play games, have Olympic Games, with a country that has committed genocide, which is the most heinous crime in the country.
It's very depressing, Susan. It just doesn't seem to get better, does it?
Well, it probably isn't going to get better, and that's what we're all looking at, and that's why I think rates of depression are skyrocketing, because people want peace on earth. So...
okay, Susan.
That's all I can say, Charles.
Well, what else can you...
I know everybody already knows.
Yes, what else can you say? But what we all so obviously feel. Susan, thank you very much for saying it anyway. It needs to be said.
Peace, Charles.
1300 655.
To see you crying, I wish there was something I could do to bring you tears of joy and laughter, and make this world go right for you. And when I see that shadow cross before your eyes, I know it's time for me to be strong. I know the day for you is just too long. we'll get away from all this. I'm sure we could. Every day I pray for something good. It's not a fantasy, elusive as it may be. It's just a chance away, a crazy dance away. So may the future bring you to a place you've never been to yet, and we'll live happily ever after. We'll both be crying tears of joy and laughter. It's not a fantasy, elusive as it may be. It's just a chance away, a crazy dance away. So may the future bring you to a place you've never been to yet, and we'll live happily ever after. We'll both be crying tears of joy and laughter.
It's like dancing on tiptoes, but knowing you're never going to fail. And Rachel Breuerville says, I hope this piece brings a sense of calm and optimism to anyone who's struggling. It's called Dancing on Tiptoes.
because I could not stop for death. He kindly stopped for me. The carriage held but just ourselves and immortality. We slowly drove, he knew no haste, and I had put away my labor and my leisure too for his civility. We passed a school where children strove at recess in the rain. We passed the fields of gazing grain. We passed the setting sun, or rather, he passed us. The dews drew quivering and chill, for only gossamer my gown, my tippet only tulle. We paused before a house that seemed a swelling of the ground. The roof was scarcely visible. The cornice in the grounds. Since then, 'tis centuries, and yet feels shorter than the day I first surmised the horses' heads were towards eternity. beg you. Darling, won't you think about my fate before it's too late? Don't be mean. I'll go insane. You don't want to have a crazy person on your conscience. I'll never make it by because you went and took all inspiration to try. You walked off rather hasty, drove me nearly crazy, got me crying like a baby. No ambition, very lazy. I care for nothing at all. I can't get you off my mind. I'm dreaming of you all the time. Must you be so mean and so unkind? Set me free. Come and get the rest of me. Baby, don't you understand the shit I'm in? I got nowhere to win unless you just remember I'm here in need of happiness. Yes, you took control. You took control of my heart and soul. You heard my plea. I wanna be free. Come back and take all of me. She gives you a vacant stare, vacant, 'cause nobody's there. For the last 40 years, little girls have been growing up with a doll unique in its capability to clone its owner. They say, I wanna look just like Barbie and have the image of a hard plastic woman with no brain. Barbie's life's fantastic. Whatever she wants, she gets on plastic. Now Barbie's expensive. So are the constant demands for the additions to her never-ending collection. Gimme, 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 just like Barbie. Her feet are too small, and she can't stand up, for her boobs are really too heavy. And Mommy's getting implants too, so they can both look just like Barbie. Now you can't cuddle Barbie, 'cause she's too hard. But she can teach you a lot of things, like demanding more clothes, new hair, new shoes, get me a car, I want a horse, a picnic set, a house, a four-wheel drive, and a toy boy. Do you know someone just like Barbie? Her grandma is a voodoo doll. Her blow-up sister sells. Her billions of sisters keep on reaching and teaching little girls. And now we've got a plague. And now we've got a plague of Barbies here. The clock on the mantelpiece runs on electricity, same as the ones that run all the factories. Jump, run, bash, crash, you're living your life to the digital flash. A mobile phone while you're on your own keeps you informed but stressed. Yo, Hurry, move, more cash, more cash. You're living your life to the digital flash. Fat cheeks pulled back by your ponytail, dress Gucci black, pheromone state male. Jump, run, hurry, more cash. You're living your life to the digital flash. Executive briefcase of crabs, laptop and tits are up for grabs. Digital, phygital, dash, crash. You're living your life to the digital flash. You lied about containers at the dock. Get out of my way, you're in for a shock. It's a bash, a crash, hurry, more cash. You're living your life to the digital flash. You're living your life to the digital flash. Before we have the Wall Street crash, it's a jump, run, bash, more cash. You're living your life to the digital flash. Numbers. You've just got to know when your number's up. Living by numbers. The numbers game. It's a game. It's a shame. So many lives are lost.
Lab rat, dissect, guinea pig, specimen, inject, canary down the mine shaft, poisonous gas, white mice, chimpanzee.
Don't vaccinate me, please. The emperor has no clothes on. The wolf is at the door. The wolf is in sheep's clothing. The Antichrist stalks the earth, spreading murder, fear, and loathing. You are now controlled by multinational TV media. I tell you, there is nothing greedier. The toes of clay dissolve. There is nothing you can click on. There is nothing you can press to save. 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 You said you won't be happy till you've got yourself a blah blah. You're not given anything till she says it's a blah blah. What's more, till the money's stashed, the check is gonna blah blah. Don't wanna hear you say blah 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 blah. Now she has had 2 kids by him. She says she hates his blah blah. He is moving moving out of town because he says she's blah blah. The court has given its permission once a month to blah blah. I can't stand it anymore. Blah 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 blah. Now if you're really tired of hearing everything is blah blah, you would rather be out sharing tons and tons of blah blah. Ring me up, ask me straight, would I like to blah blah, and you can bet that I'll be there and blah 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 blah. Ring me up and ask me straight, would I like to blah blah, you can bet I'll be there, blah 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 blah, and you can bet that I'll be there and blah 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 blah. Ring me up, tell me straight, I like blah blah, you can bet I'll be there, blah 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 blah. Said you won't be happy till you got yourself a blah blah. You're not giving anything till she says it's a blah blah. What's more, till the money's stashed, the check is gonna blah blah. I don't wanna hear you say it, blah 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 blah. He's had 2 kids by him, but says she hates his blah blah. He is moving out of town cause he said she's blah blah. The court has given its permission once a month to blah blah. I can't stand it anymore, it's blah 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 blah.